Viva, hello and welcome to Future Speak. Your energy and your vitality and what you've already been through and witnessed makes you such an insightful guest.
When they ask me, what do you do? It's like, well, I do many things. But if I have to summarize that in one line, and why am I passionate about what I do, it would be because my energy, my talents, my purpose, my vision at the moment in this life is to be surrounded by good vibes.
Viva, hello and welcome to Future Speak. I have been so excited to have you on today. Your energy and your vitality and what you've already been through and witnessed makes you such an insightful guest today for Future Speak. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself because you are a lady of many talents.
Thank you, Sam, for such an introduction, and hello to everyone that is hearing us today. I'm Veva Se Sousa. I'm originally from Spain. I've been living in the UK for 10 years, and I'm an international coach. That means, in a short line, I make people happier.
And that you do.
And that's it. I would love to start that way, because when they ask me, what do you do? It's like, well, I do many things. I do many things. But if I have to summarize that in one line, and why am I passionate about what I do, it would be because my energy, my talents, my purpose, my vision at the moment in this life is to be surrounded by good vibes.
I hear you. I hear you.
Like you, Sam, you are good vibes.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Pleasure. And when we had our wonderful lunch in London recently, the sun was shining, we were pseudo outside and talking about the future of work. And I was talking about Future Speak and the fact that I wanted to bring the future of work to life. It seems to be this intangible thing that we want to almost push off because it's not happening to us. But behind every stat is a real person. And we started to talk about what the future of work was. And I'd love you to explain again, what does the future of work mean for you?
For me, the future means being really intelligent in the present moment, Sam. We tend to predict many things, and that's good. Assessing risk, the future of work, what it's coming, what is our next big upcoming thing that we can predict so we can find better solutions. And we forget about the present. What are the needs that we're having right now in this precise moment? The data, it's here, it's in people. Organizations are people, and I'm not saying anything new. We know all this information. It's all on our amazing platform called internet. Absolutely. It's everywhere. The future of work is going to, for me, to be our ability to use our talents to tackle and understand in the needs of our employees, of people in front of us. It's about listening, not about speaking. It's about intuition. That's the future of work. It's about people. So no organizations anymore. It's about how are you, and being intentional, because we've been 2 years in a forced change.
We have.
And now 2022, it's how can we be more intentional about our present work so we can have better results as human beings, making work more human in the near future.
When you talk about that, and you're one of the few people I know that can bring this to life with great vitality, when we talk about bringing more human to the workplace, what does that mean?
It's a great question, Sam. It means we start with Metacompetences. It starts in us, with us. What does it make us human? So looking rather than outside for answers, inside ourselves for answers. For what are we doing the work that we're doing? What's the meaning behind all of that? We want to feel helpful to the world. We want to feel loved. We want to be surrounded by people that add value to us. Yeah, that's what we ideally want. Is it that the reality? Being human means you're going to fall and you have to stand up. And you will want to have people around you to help you stand up. And that's okay. It starts with us. What are our needs, uncovered needs that, now after the pandemic, we are all in this existential world of meaning. And we talk to people and most of them burn out or tired or complaining. For me, there are two distinguished people. Like, there are the ones that complain and the ones that don't convey their needs. Those are the opposite poles. Then, people in the middle that are a bit more balanced. If you go to the extremes, you can understand what it's in the middle and finding balance. You don't find balance, better said, you create balance. How can we create balance for ourselves? And how we can make that work for others so we can create a better world? Climate change. I mean, we're so worried about things, that are like very insignificant. And we might have a lifespan of 12 years if we keep going down this way.
Very true. Very true. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of this is also about barriers, both perceived barriers and the barriers that we need to put in place in order to be able to continue with our momentum and continue with driving change and going in the direction that we want to do. And it is a very individual journey these days.
It starts with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how have you seen, when you look at your clients and people that you work with and engage, how do you see their perception changing toward what you were just talking around there about that whole individuality piece?
A lot of variety in here. So many of them are still uncovering their needs. They relentlessly work for their families, their companies, and they didn't even stop to think about themselves yet. Not even during the pandemic. They've seen a change in working from home. So especially clients that have kids. And we laugh now about it. But for them, it was an absolute challenge. And we laugh now in the sessions, but during the sessions, having the kids around, you just have to make it fun. You have to be adaptable. That's what we've learned all together. How quickly you can adapt. We talk about resiliency. We talk about our ability to shift our mindsets and have a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. That was very important. Other clients, big corporations that are more like elephants, right? They're more heavy to move around, will complain about not knowing if their employees are being productive or not. And they're still on that vibe. Still. And we know our corporation, our organization is built on what? Trust.
And people.
And people. So my clients, they're very different. I work with organizations and I also work with individuals. And this is what I love, that every day I'll find something different in the sessions. I don't know what they're going to be talking about because they're now discovering, they're exploring some. They're all exploring about what does it mean for me to be meaningful? What does it mean for me to have a great job? And it's about the balance between family and workload. It's about working less hours and investing more energy in my health. Health, I need to say, it's been a core. That's a common point. Now that I'm, going, that was a great question, because you go around all the clients that you might have right now in my mind. Health, wellness. Without health, it doesn't matter how many hours we work and how much we care about our customers, because if we are not here to lead that legacy, then you tell me.
Exactly. And health seems to have become more of a priority now. We're all told day in, day out that sitting down is the new smoking. And yet so many of us work longer hours than we ever have done, as the world's changing and there's more of a personal journey in that regard. When you look at that side of things, particularly with your passion for health and everything that you've done with your life and the help that and support you've given for so many of your clients, how can that then turn into an opportunity for individuals and business owners moving forward when we continue to see this evolution where it's going?
Again, it has to be an intentional decision. So for employees, is 100% health is at the core, because now it's a need and priority for them. And it wasn't before. So the pandemic just triggered something that was already there. Another thing is that organizations or leaders were like looking to other side rather than focusing there. Now we have much more power. The power is in the people. So for organizations and for individuals that want to start to being healthier and improve their well-being, only one thing: start.
Yeah. And there's, we're certainly seeing, and we've had guests on who have introduced new employee benefits. They've changed the way that they encourage and create habits, because we are rapidly moving towards a world of work anywhere, which is beyond hybrid and 2-3 days in the office, etc. It's more about that cross-employment, cross-border employment, and cross-border no longer means one country to another necessarily in one continent. It can be different continents, completely different cultures. So how we think about that kind of thing needs to be put in place now. And we had a great conversation this morning where we were talking about workforce planning. And as much as that sounds quite a boring thing, actually, it's something that's really exciting, because it helps us all turn up as ourselves, as a 360 of ourselves. Hell, we're coming into one another's sitting rooms and kitchens and seeing one another's children's and wedding photographs on the back and all sorts now. So it's so important.
It is.
What do you see some of the biggest changes coming for your sector, particularly over the next 3 to 4 years, as we come out of the pandemic, we go through more change? What does that look like?
For us coaches at the moment, it's adapting very quickly to what organizations are asking us for. So we have to be prepared. And coaches, in the end, this is something that I guess it's been for myself, like for me, and probably for more coaches, a limiting belief. It's confusing coaches with experts. So challenges are when they come over and they ask for a coach in mindfulness, or they ask for a coach in yoga, or they ask for a coach in physical activity. Coaching is being used in many manners that it has lost its meaning. So many organizations don't even know what they're looking for. So first, I will say, knowing that coaching is a facilitator. What we do is, in different areas of expertise and industries, we might have life coaching, we might have executive coaching, business coaching, that it's your area. Some in this particular, I will say, companies need to be aware of what is exactly what they are looking for to improve. And coaches, our challenges is to say no or yes to those companies that are coming to us. And sometimes we want to help them because we're coaches. We're not experts. That means we can coach a person that it's a golfer and a person that is a tennis player. Why? Because in the end, it's the technique, are the models. It has to do with the mind, with the mindset, with the heart set. It has to do with the persona, the individual, not with the expertise in particular of a sport, one sport or another. So companies, what are you looking for? And you know what? We have the same challenge. We don't know because it's about people. And we're 7.9 billion in people are confused right now. They don't even know what they want. So I guess we are now in a very beautiful period in which we are all exploring, going beyond, asking bigger questions. And again, I'm going to refer to looking after the planet. What are we living? So we are our own planet. Let's imagine it and put it that way. If we're not capable of looking after our own planet and satellites, how do you think we're going to come up with solutions to save our planet together?
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it goes back to that this whole piece, which is the individual journey, which is becoming more and more clear. And so many of us have said, and you and I have said this in the past, that actually there is no longer a rule book. The rule book's gone. And for those who need that process and that data in order to plan forward, that data is no longer there. For those of us who understand, embrace and welcome change, we still have the fear of change, right? Because we don't know what it is, but actually we're excited by it and we are happy to create our own rule books. Not everyone is capable of doing that. And your piece around the difference between actually what companies and individuals want from coaches, they no longer understand. I think we're responding to that now by saying, okay, so we can be a blend. We are a blend of coaches and consultants, very much the case, in that we will coach and roll our sleeves up and get involved. 2 years ago, that would be a very confusing message to the marketplace. It's about creating your niche, right? And that's the opportunity we have.
Yes. So, oh my God, you're inspiring, Sam, because it is about individuals. At the same time, it's about individuals in a team, not in a group, in a team, if we are talking about organizations. And then we have to go bigger and bigger. So many companies will come to us and we'll be like, yeah, but I cannot attend all the needs of every single employee. No, I mean, employees are in charge of taking care of their own needs. You facilitate a safe place where they have these options open, where they can speak up, they can be themselves, they're authentic. Because you know what? You want your best talent here. You want their energy at 100% to be able to give everything they have to make this organization to go to the top, isn't it? So it starts with them. However, you have this sense of belonging somewhere. We all have it. So now we talk about in the future of work, coming from an I perspective, evolving to a we perspective. Yes, first the I, construct that, build that identity around, and then attach to the values of the company and perform as the ultimate performer in the organization. The organization wants their talent to perform at their best. That doesn't mean that their best is always 100%, because they might go through ups and downs. We all do. So having that trust and having those people in there being grateful for you're here helping us to accomplish a mission. Wow. Rather than all the time talking about working hours and salaries and, you know, going beyond that, because we need that. We're businesses. We want to produce and we want to be profitable.
Absolutely.
We want to make money.
Yeah. And, that's the output, isn't it, of our missions, of what we want to do, where we want to achieve it. The output is our financial security and our financial well-being, however you choose to define that. On a similar vein to that, when you look at the opportunities and how your organization is going to morph over the next 4 to 5 years, how do you see that transitioning as we continue to go through such change?
Technology is going to be a big thing for us because we want to be able to coach more people, reach more people, help them at deeper levels. Same efficacy if you have a one-to-one in less time, more efficiently, and that can only be achieved through technology. So we are investing in technology. We actually work in an LMS. I mean, we already have an LMS. We work through an LMS that allow us to coach 500 employees at once. Habits conditioning. So this is where we're going. We are also going in the direction of metaverse and introducing virtual reality to our advantage, to spark the imagination. There are many downsides also to metaverse, and that's another whole podcast. And I love, coaching because we can speak freely about everything without necessarily needing to be right or wrong. We are exploring. No one knows exactly what's going to happen in 45 years. We can definitely have a line and a vision that allow us to spark our imagination and being like, what's the future of coaching? Probably virtual reality. It's already there. And for us, it's very helpful. So imagine a person, some with a phobia, for instance, of spiders, and they've been in therapy for years, and now they want to move forward because coaching is present moment forward. We can help them to virtually face those fears and tackle those obstacles and emotions in real time, help them cope with it, and if it's not real. So when they see it in reality, they already visualized themselves as performing at their best, as overcoming that phobia. For instance, this is just an example that, because I'm the first one scared of spiders, so I'm like, it will be helpful. Yeah, there you go. It will be helpful for us to be able to have a coach guiding us in an amazing environment full of spiders, isn't it?
We might talk about that one another day, Viva, just saying. But yeah, and I agree with you. We're already seeing so many companies. And in fact, we've started talking to a few ourselves, whereby if we're giving talks and presentations in continents that for whatever reason we can't get to, actually, we can put a small box there and we can appear, and real time, as I'm moving my hand like this, 12,000 miles away, they will see me as my, hologram, talking to them. I'm interacting with them. I can take their questions real time. And that's been here for a while now. And it's going to be interesting to see, as you so rightly say, how is the coaching sector going to embrace that? I suspect some will go with the metaverse and some will go off with the holograms. Either way, it's definitely an evolution, right? So that's really exciting. Mm-hmm. What excites you about that?
The possibilities of reaching more people. Because in the end, every coach has their own reasons. And as you know, I've been, I'm going to now open up in here. I've been many years studying coaching now, and many years means exactly 7 in talking about certifications. And anytime I finish, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. So the higher I go, the less I know. That's coaching. Coaching is removing filters, not putting filters. It's being open in communications to to let your heart, your mind, and your intuition just freely going in the conversation. And it's all about that person in that second or moment you're talking to them. So coaching, being able to reach even more people and being able to be inspired by them, because coaches, we are in a very privileged position. We listen a lot, so we learn a lot.
True. True. And with everything that we've gone through over the last couple of years, and to draw this to a close, what one piece of advice would you give yourself if you were looking back on yourself now, say pre-pandemic?
Oh, wow. That's deep. I encourage everyone to do the same exercise. It's a very good question, Sam. What I would say to myself 2 years ago: prepare for the ride, Viva. It's gonna be a roller coaster. Have fun. Don't take it too seriously. And remember, you don't know how much time you have left. So make sure you make the most out of it.
True. True. So true. Viva, thank you so much. It's been brilliant to hear your perspective on the future of work. What do you think will change, where you're at, where you're going? And yeah, I look forward to doing a show with you at some point in virtual reality.
Let's do it. Maybe we can do it in the moon or in a place full of spiders so we can both overcome our phobias. Thank you so much, Sam. Your question's brilliant. And thank you for your audience also to listen. Huge keys to you and your team.
Oh, thank you, Viva. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.